you know, this is going to come off as cliche.
Okay.
And like, okay, we're here. You know what? No, forget that. I don't care.
Yeah, because you forgot. You're ranting, Spencer, today.
You know why it's cliche? Is because it's true. It's with love, okay? Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
Dolly Madison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this here is Frank, looking good as always. White t-shirts are out. Actually, I don't think he's supposed to wear white yet. Isn't white after Memorial Day?
No, that's just white shoes.
Oh.
I think it's white shoes.
Okay, well, he's not wearing white shoes. I can almost guarantee that. Because he does not have feet.
Aw.
How's it going, guys? It's been like an entire 7 days since we last spoke. It's been so long. Wednesdays are so far away from the previous Friday.
It is.
It's the same amount of time every week, but it felt a little extra long this week.
Well, they get to see you every day.
Yeah, if you don't already, check out our Instagram. We are doing polls. We're coming to the end of the second round. So it is getting
Today's 14 of 16.
Okay, so we are doing a Bible bracket. We're pitting Bible books against each other using verses as their champion. And you are choosing in the Instagram polls, if you follow us, the whatever verse speaks to you.
Yeah.
If that verse wins in an overall vote, every vote counts. That book will move on.
Yeah.
And so we're coming
we've lost a lot along the way.
We've lost a lot of good books. Every book
Cheers to the ones that we lost.
Every book we've lost has been a good one, but we are looking for this supreme Bible book that just gets you moving and grooving every day. So tune in now. You're right in the midst of it. Yeah. We're about to finish the second round. Third round is when it starts getting spicy, when we're going to see really good books pitted up against each other.
And it's just so much fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah, get involved. I just get involved. How about that?
So much fun.
But it's May 18th. The birds are chirping.
They're very chirpy.
Too chirpy. We part of those Instagram polls is we have the Instagram stories, but then we also will share a spoken word
reel
of it, so you can hear it. You can close your eyes and say, "I want to hear what it sounds like coming off of those lips," and the birds just won't shut up in the background.
I wonder how that bird flu is going.
Oh,
we brought it up and then we never checked up on it.
We talked about the zoos hiding all the birds because of the old bird flu coming back.
Right.
But I don't know. A lot of things are getting brushed under the rug.
I know.
Have you heard of the COVID lately? Because I really haven't.
I don't even know.
Who knows? I mean, I've heard you hear it, but you don't.
I'm afraid. I'm superstitious.
You hear it from people, but the news outlet. You know the other thing, the news outlets. I'm going to complain a little bit. The gas prices.
No.
Gas
prices.
And before you say I'm not listening to this because
life is inflation,
and more than that, it's just like, oh, we get it. The gas prices. Like, how's the weather? No, I'm not complaining about the gas prices. Yes, I am. What I'm complaining about is rewind a month, 2 months ago.
Yes.
The Russia and Ukraine, Russia invades Ukraine. Gas prices soar with inflation and all that. And it is just top of the news.
Scarcity, right.
It flies up almost, I feel like $2 a gallon. Then
$2 a gallon.
It flies up plus
additionally.
an additional $2 a gallon.
Right.
Then it goes down about 50 cents from the height.
It did.
And so now, and I'm not going to say exact.
What's happening right now?
I'm not going to say exact dollars because state by state gas prices vary.
You're
so
right.
I'm just going to say
it's very high.
So it went down a little bit, which gave people a breather, but it shouldn't have because
it was still high.
It was just It's like if you get punched in the face and then you get shot and then they go back to punching you in the face. It's like, well, I remember getting shot.
Yeah, right.
My confusion now is we're getting full on decapitated. The prices they are now are higher than they were when we were all screaming and saying, honey, we have to sell the car.
I don't know.
And you're not hearing about it. Oh, that's what I forgot. That's what I'm complaining about. No, you're hearing about it from your friends and your carpool buddies at work, but you're not like hearing this outcry of like, no, what are we going to do? We won't go.
Yeah. What are we going to do?
I don't know. Start riding bikes?
Depressing. You can't. You have to go too far. the other thing Bad News Wednesday, which I don't want it to be.
No, but it's gonna be
the baby formula shortage.
There's a baby formula shortage.
There's a baby formula.
Or maybe there's just a
shortage.
Too much babies.
No, it had something to do with I tried to quickly look up what it had to do with, and it was just too confusing for me. It had something to do with there's only 3 big players, and of course they're always anything that you ever ask any question you ever have about scarcity in products from 2022. Logistics, supply chain break, delay. The ships are stuck in the canal. So I don't know, and I don't have a baby, so I didn't really notice. But now I'm completely noticed. I actually saw the empty shelves in my supermarket. People are going crazy. They've band it together. And I said this before, when Americans have trouble, we band together and form little support groups and networks of how they can fix it. But I always say okay, that's great, but why is the government not,
Yeah.
So there's no baby formula. And so these networks are saying because people need specific baby formula.
Yeah.
Baby formula is not just one thing. And I had a baby who needed specific baby formula, and we had tried everything, and it was only this one. So I feel for these. I don't have a baby, but I feel for people.
Yeah.
So I literally saw an older man, much older, grandfather, in the baby formula aisle. There was a few cans left, and he was photographing it, maybe to send, because people are sending it all over the country.
Yeah.
There is a website for exchange.
Oh. I'll give you mine if you give me yours.
Exactly. And it's a hard one, right? Because so many you can do without your car. With the gas. You can go public transportation. Like you said, you can walk, you can ride a bike, or you can just tell your boss, I can't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to die. And just the different things that have gone missing, it's okay. But baby formula, you can't give him a peanut butter sandwich.
No.
You could give him allergies for life.
Yeah.
And people say breastfeed. That's not that easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you cannot breastfeed. You can't provide enough, or there's just a million reasons why to say just breastfeed them it's ignorant.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spence.
That's all right. We can keep complaining, but maybe we should get into the baby formula game. Kirk and Crow baby formula.
I would be so afraid. I think also what happened was there was a poisoning or something.
Yeah, let's stay away from the baby formula game.
And so it was recalled. So I think they lost a large surplus of it.
Yeah.
Now, people against Biden are using this opportunity. People are great. They're using this opportunity to say that we have a baby formula shortage because he gave it to the migrants in captivity. I don't even know where he'd be giving it to them, but there's apparently proof that he gave baby formula to people who weren't strictly American, and therefore that is the reason why we don't have baby formula.
Biden gave baby formula to babies. Cancel him.
Yeah. But poor babies.
Poor
literally poor babies.
Poor babies. Yeah. That sucks. But I'm not done complaining.
Okay.
Let's talk about America for a second. And I'm not even talking about Biden's America. I'm talking about just America.
United States of.
Because you brought a little something up that really made me think just now, which is Americans band together. They're making these websites for baby formula.
Right.
And I'm over it. You know what? Let's stop banding together and realize there's a problem. Yeah. And more than that, I'm just going to go. This is a Christian podcast, and I'm saying this from a Christian perspective because I care about all people. We have a lot of problems in this country, and some people think it's a personal problem. We're independent. I don't want the government's help. You're getting government handouts and whatnot. If you need, you're responsible for yourself. No, you're not. You're a liar. You're a big fat liar if you say that.
Finger pointing for the people who are only listening on the podcast. I'm finger pointing going on.
I'm finger pointing to these people that say it's up to you. If you're not doing well, it's because of you. If you can't afford your medical bills, it's because of you. And I'm gonna call hoopla on it.
Call it.
There's a thing And it might not go that noticed because it's all in different circles. But when I see a lot of people around me that I grew up with and stuff, they'll get into some kind of medical trouble. Some medical trouble.
Yeah.
And they will put a GoFundMe on their profiles, and all of the affluent people, and maybe not even affluent, just by sheer numbers, will donate, and they will be able to pay for a $25,000 surgery or medical bills or funeral expenses. Yeah. And I'm here to say that's privilege, right? Like you are lucky enough to have those people. You are relying on those people, and therefore you don't think about the fact that, we should get universal health care or something, because it's like, well, I have it figured out. Not everyone has that situation. Right. And so if anyone in those groups where it's like, if I get sick right now, I can't afford it, because who can afford medical, Yeah. Oh, well, I don't need to look at the government because I'm in a good community. Right. There's so many people that do not have that. Right. And so I think so much, like, we always look at the two sides. We look at the people who are very affluent and they can afford. Right. And we look at the people who can't. And it's like, there's this huge middle group that can sometimes lean either way. And a lot of times I think you lean on the side of, I don't really care about universal health care. And it's like, because you actually never had to worry. Even though you're like, well, I'm poor. It's like, you don't understand that you're already in a situation that can help you more. Right. Just by your circumstance, or, like the situation that you live in, where even if you don't have any money, you're surrounded by support, not being the government, right? Being the community you grew up in, or whatever it is. And then to think that, oh, well, I'm just picking myself up by my bootstraps. There's a lot of people that I think don't pick themselves up by their bootstraps, that think they are, and which is fine. But then the problem is the government is never pressed to be like, well, if you guys have it all figured out. Right. And they're happy. They're happy for the citizens to turn against each other. Yeah. Because then if you're fighting each other, you can't see really where it's coming from. Yeah. And it's coming from above. And so that's the thing. It's like, it's not just sad, I think, that, oh, someone can't afford a surgery. I think it's also sad that someone has, or it's a popularity contest with these GoFundMes of who can crowdsource a surgery. And it's like, for someone who doesn't have anyone, doesn't have social media or friends, it's like, well, you didn't, the government's not on your side, and sorry, you're just not popular enough. And before people jump in and say, oh, well, there's Medicaid or welfare, you have to be so under an income limit to access that. People, if you don't go through it, you don't know it. And so the people who say that don't know it. Someone just said somebody was buying like expensive seafood at the fresh seafood counter, and someone else said, yeah, that's because they get food stamps. Super ignorant comment, because in America you get, if you're lucky enough to get food stamps, and food stamps is just a slang for monetary assistance for you to only buy food. Yeah. It's very, very low. Yeah. It's very, very low. Therefore, why would the person spend it all on lobster? It doesn't make any sense. Like, and how would that trick the system? You got to eat for one day. Yeah. So it's just, it is a shame, because people have a lot of stereotypes and ideas and preconceived notions, and they're not true. No, it's not true. And it all goes back down, I feel like, just to this. Yeah, I mean, even what you just said of like they have food. And even if they did and they chose to spend it on something nice, it's like nobody's a millionaire. Nobody is. There's no end. Like it's so there's a difference of like envy, where it's like, well, they have it so made, and it's like, to be at the level, it's a struggle. And it's just that idea of, it's the opposite of, it's not even envy, it's just anger that you got anything. Right. And does that not go to the parable of the grape farmers that Jesus spoke about, which was different people being called to work, at
Right.
different times throughout the day, all accepting it for a rate,
Yeah.
and then looking at someone else said you only worked an hour and you got this,
Right.
and it's like the whole point of that parable was to be like, you should be great, like people that do get supplemented income should be grateful that like at least I can get something.
Yeah.
People that make their own money, even if it's the same thing, should be grateful. This idea of turning around and saying, well, I don't want them to get anything.
Right.
It just seems so backwards to me.
Yeah.
Of the idea that I'm whatever I did worked. Let's just say,
Yeah.
at least that's what their mind. And so if people didn't do what I did, I don't want it to work for them. To me, that's nonsense.
Yeah. It's terrible.
That's my little
You
rant.
seem a little hot, so I'm going to cool you down.
All right.
Okay.
We just threw a pail of water at me.
No, it's not a pail of water, but it is a half a gallon of ice cream.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think you're an ice cream guy, but
I'm not.
I thought we could do this.
Oh, a mystery flavor. Oh, let me show the camera this real quick. Turkey Hill mystery
Don't
flavor.
drop the spoon.
That's terrifying.
Why are you balancing the spoon the whole time? Oh, I see. I thought you were going to turn it around. Turkey Hill.
A mystery flavor.
Is Turkey Hill local?
I don't know.
I feel like Turkey Hill Farm.
Yeah, Conestoga, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so it's a Pennsylvania brand. This is a limited edition mystery flavor. I don't know what are those things called? Like the
A QR code.
QR code. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
And actually, I can't have it because
It has gluten in it?
I don't know, but it could possibly.
Yeah, it contains milk, soy, and wheat.
Okay, so but when I did look at the ingredients, I didn't get any clues about the flavor. So I'm
Well, I see blueberries, so that's
Do
a
you
clue.
really? Oh, look at me. I can't even read.
Oh, I shouldn't have looked at that first.
I did. You really shouldn't have. I did. I thought there was no clues in
There's
the.
also a big purple
Oh
streak
yeah,
in it.
you're right. There is a big purple streak in it. Come on, Turkey Hill. I wonder. You think every single container was the same mystery flavor? Well,
Yeah.
don't drink. Well, don't eat the blueberry part. You already know that.
Oh, well, I imagine it's just be like a blueberry pie, as if I had to guess without looking at it.
If I had to guess, I would say blueberry pancake because you said wheat. But I guess there's wheat and pie crust.
Blueberry pancake for sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I guessed it without tasting it.
100% blueberry pancake.
Oh my god, I'm psychic.
I don't like really eat sweets or ice creams or blueberries, but
Yeah.
it's good
Is
because
it?
you know what? It's 100% blueberry pancake because there's 3 flavors you get. Blueberry. You get the blueberry and the maple syrup.
Oh, okay.
So it tastes really like maple syrupy. I obviously didn't really get that much blueberry, but like
Yeah.
then it's like vanilla ice cream,
How
but like
funny.
with a maple syrup and then blueberry.
I want to be psychic on Wordle. My dream is to get Wordle on 1.
Yeah,
You can have it melting through the whole thing.
I have a freezer right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's funny. And I guess if will they reveal the answer, or is it always a mystery?
I don't know. Yeah, you always see it's kind of like those sweepstakes where it's like you never hear about the winner of a sweepstakes,
Yeah.
but the sweepstakes are always out.
Right.
Like nobody ever says, "Oh, that's such a nice car. Where'd you get it?" It's like I won it at the mall.
Yeah. Well, there are laws in America that since we're not checking who won, and we're not checking that the president of the company won, but there is laws in America that it's illegal
To keep it confidential.
Yeah, like to just there be no winner or
Yeah.
I'm the winner. So I trust.
There was a big. Remember that McDonald's Monopoly thing?
I do.
There were. Did you hear? I mean, this old news, but there's a huge scam with that.
No.
Where like all of the top winners were like from the same family.
No, you're
I think the
kidding.
mafia was involved.
You're kidding. No, I didn't know that. But
I think I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure there's like a documentary on it.
I did play the Starbucks, the most recent sweepstakes scratch off thing. It was daily on the app, and that reminded me of McDonald's. It was like you just kept getting pieces, and it never amounted to anything.
Well,
and
it did for the mafia. I'll
was
tell you
lame.
that much.
That was lame. But it's One Word Wednesday.
Hey guys, it's One Word Wednesday. We had our fire in our hearts.
Yeah.
Then we had our ice cream to cool us down.
We
And now we're gonna level off with One Word Wednesday, a day where we just pick a word and we let it inspire us, and we talk about it on just some fun times, and maybe we'll throw in some spiritual significance. Maybe bring Bible Gateway into the mix. I don't know. So what is our word today?
Support
systems.
Support. And you didn't even know that, and you literally were saying the word as you were talking about so you were just when you were talking about community support, and if you don't have support,
financial
and if you need support, you said it. So you won, even though you didn't know that you won. Support. And my question was, to be specific of why I was thinking of it, was like, how do you support somebody when you know? No, you can't know things, right? How do you support somebody when you feel or believe that, like, you're not agreeing with what they're doing, but you want to support them? How do you do that? Because you don't want to be an enabler, but you also don't want to abandon, but you want to support. And
now, this is gonna come off as cliche.
Okay.
And okay, we're here. You know what? No, forget that. I don't care.
Yeah, because you forgot. You're ranting, Spencer, today.
You know why it's cliche? Is because it's true. It's with love. Okay. And this is what I mean.
Okay.
Some people. I was in an Uber driver ride the other day, and he was talking about his stepdaughter, older than 40, who suffered with addiction, and this story you've heard time and time again. Where it's like, I can't have her in the house,
right?
Because she just keeps stealing my money,
right?
I can't, I can do this for her. This will happen. And there is things that we can try to do physically, right. But I think the one main support that is you hear all the time is, or even you'll hear it, just stay on addiction, with people who've gotten through it. Some people that they care most about after that said we're there for them weren't there for them kindly, or it wasn't the person who, they gave me money in my time of need. Right. It was, sometimes that even means being hard, but it's like the people that truly loved them, and it was like, and was maybe stern with them, maybe had to pull away from them every once in a while, but it was like who cared about them, who would check on them if they were, and I think so many times we think we have to, when we don't support what someone's doing, we have to hate them for it.
Right.
And we have to condemn them.
The full appearance has to be, condemnation. Yeah.
It's like, well, how can I support them? How can I fuel what they're doing? It's like, well, you don't. And love will never fuel something bad. That's what's great about it. We say, God is love, so it comes from God. And there is never what can someone do wrong with money? A whole lot. It can fuel. Yeah. Money can fuel other things that money can do, which is good and bad. It's very earthly. There is very few, let me say none, things that can be fueled negatively with love.
Right.
I'm not saying, and it's not a cure-all. I'm not saying pray for them and it will make them better.
And also, just to clarify, love being the true definition and expression of love. Will Smith could say well, I hit Chris Rock out of love because I love my wife. Well, no, because you didn't love Chris. Yeah. So just in case someone wants to hide behind.
Yeah. Or that you have excuse. To hug them and kiss them. It's true love where it's you love that person outside yourself and you want the best for them.
Right.
And so nothing. So it's not a fix all. I love them, and then they still ended up doing this, and it's not that, but it's the best way to support people. And it goes to why people always say, how many times should you turn the other cheek? And it's 7 times 77. And what that is that's why I want to differentiate. It's not the never learn. I keep giving him $100, keeps taking it.
Right.
But Jesus said, just keep on doing it. But the idea is to never turn. He never turned it into hate for that person.
Right.
It's not saying, but he always loved that person. And when you get hit, it's not, well, they did this, I'm going to do this. Like,
right.
they are someone I'm against. I don't support what they're doing. It's, you can always love them. And like I said, that can be far away from them. Sometimes in situations with people you don't support. There's people I don't support, like types of people that I want nothing to do with them. You know, like
right.
I don't want to be at a party with you. I don't want to
yeah.
be in circles with the X group of people. But you never want that good and true belief of, I do want to stay away from them because our core values are so different.
Right.
To be confused with, so that means I hate you. You know, like two things can happen at once. And it's like, I love you. I want the best for you. You can pray and hope that a person with bigoted beliefs change their beliefs. A person with addiction finds a cure to it. And you can, in some situations, you can try to use your voice or your aid to help. But one thing that I think should be the biggest support beam is love.
Yeah. I agree.
And do you have anything to say? Oh, no, I was saying I can keep going, but
no, you can keep going. Okay. Yes.
And back to individually, a lot of what we are like, I think is my answer for how to treat other people is to then turn and say, what do we like? How do we get it from God? And you always hear, God is my support. You know, like,
of course,
He is the shepherd, like that support system. And so all of this, the real world applications is, the best way to do it in life for other people is what you're emulated by God,
right.
like, and isn't that not the thing? It's like, we always say God's always there for us, and, but it's like, am I getting direct deposits from heaven? No.
Is he helping you move out of your apartment? And
is he like, and so as silly as it seem of like, oh, well, you don't need to be around them and, you can love them. It's, well, who's, a spiritual person, a religious person's biggest support system is God,
right?
Is spirituality. And that is just that. That is that.
And it can never be taken from you.
Is that, well, I know that He's always there for me.
Right.
I know that He's watching over me. He wants the best for me. And when you have that love, you want to, like, you're like, when things get rocky, I'm gonna lean to you. When things are calm, I'm going to strive to do good, in honor of you.
Right.
And because you've always loved me, and then you want to spread that.
Right.
And so,
yeah, you know how good it felt.
Yeah, and so I think it's always like, what all of the good things that we get from God, that's how we should live to other people.
Yeah.
Like, so why is it, you always love me no matter what I do, right? And like I said, it doesn't need to be you're physically doing things for me.
Yeah.
But you have that love for me. And then to go out and then condemn a group of people and
right.
or to say, I hate that group of
right.
people. And it's like,
yeah,
well, that's weird because God doesn't. And so
yeah.
we can look at the Bible and say what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people will argue on the differences, but generally there's good and there's bad. And so we know that there's things that people do that we do that is against what God wants for us.
Mm-hmm.
He still loves us.
Yeah.
And so when we, that's how we should look at other people. There's going to be people, it's like, how do I support them? It's the same way God supports the things that we do
right.
that are wrong. He doesn't agree with them. It's not like, I'm going to be rewarded for killing this person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, I'm just using a crazy example, but it's
extreme.
Yeah. No, it's obviously against what he wants. Does that change the love?
No. And the same thing for us. So people could push back and say, that they want something physical from you. They and then they'll accuse you, you don't support me.
Yeah.
When you know that you do support them through love,
because
that's what you're offering, they might tell you that is not worth, that's not what they're looking for, and that's not the right. But you have to be secure at that point to know that it is. It's very, very, very valuable. Yeah.
And the same thing with God, like, well, what do I want more? $1 million or God's love? Is like, well, what's more valuable? You see a lot of people that are, depressed and going,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying depression, you can get medical help and all that, but I'm saying money only can go so far.
Right.
And what really carries us through
Yeah.
life is love. And just to go back with support in these final closing minutes, I came really hard on the government and the GoFundMe's. I think it'll bring a tear to your eye, those GoFundMe's,
Yeah.
for the amount of love
Absolutely.
that is surrounded. It is a beautiful thing,
It is.
and I think I don't want to come across as I'm against it. Like the same way I'm saying people say people shouldn't get help. And I don't want it to come across as I don't think people should get help, because I do think it's a beautiful thing to see people come together and help someone. I am just saying.
You're thinking of the people who don't have it.
I'm thinking of people who don't have it, and how, other countries and with universal health care. It's the sad part is that's a beautiful moment in America.
Right.
And looking at other countries look at it as like
Right.
that, how sad that you need to have a beautiful miracle moment
Right.
to make what should be universally
Yeah, because
accepted.
those moments could still happen if we had our very basic necessities of life
Yes.
covered.
Yes.
And that's what you
So
know.
just want to caveat, love the idea that people come together to help other people.
Yes, of
because that's
course.
what it's all about.
Yes.
But guys, that's been One Word Wednesday. Go out and support each other. It's Visit Your Relatives Day, so go give them a call and tell them that you're showing up. We'll be back tomorrow for Walkthrough Thursday. Go follow the Instagram. Follow the mission. Peace.